we'll scroll on to the WNBA asset value. Now, what I call it like NAV for short when I'm talking about the men's, but I guess I got to call it NAV still, but the W is going to be silent. In this, I guess.
Oh, oh. No, okay, hold on. Please tell me you're saying that.
Yeah, I am.
Thank God.
I am. Because I wanted to keep it as NAV because, like, the way I'm thinking about it is these players, like our assessments, are going to help navigate these organizations into making better decisions. So that was my kind of like thought process. But like saying with NAV, like WAP, I thought of like WAC, but I was like, nah, that's gonna be. That was like asset player. Nah, I can't do WAP. Like it you know, like NAV is the only thing I can give, and then I don't want to say the like W is silent because then like the W stands for women, so like, oh, women are silent. Like I don't want that like kind of be spread out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna throw that disclaimer out there too. I only want to do it just to keep it consistent. That's all.
DC the beat man. DC the beat man.
So epic.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Train, as usual. Hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. And as you see, we got my guy, King Dev, on the screen. What's good? What's good, Devin? How's everything, man?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm glad to be back on the show.
I appreciate it. Now, you got all black on today, so it seems like he's trying to bring the heat. He might try to look to kill me today, folks. I don't know. I'm getting a little nervous now. All right, we'll see how it shakes.
It's not even like that.
I don't know now. I got my. I'm gonna keep my head on the swivel. kind of like how this March Madness tournament had me. It had me keeping my head on the swivel. Now I did go and actually attend the tournament, but that wasn't the reason why my head was on the swivel. It was because more so the women's side of things. It was more entertaining. And I was looking around my seats like, damn, I should not have gone to the men's one. I should have gone to the women's one. Like, what was your thoughts about that one? Like, do you think the men's or the women's Final Four and championship were more entertaining?
I'm going to say specifically this year, the women's was a lot more entertaining because it was a lot of off-the-court stuff that incorporated with the play. And I feel as though that there's going to start being a trend where the women's going to receive a little bit more attention because when the only real reason why people pay attention to the men's is because they make brackets. Like people make brackets, and the last 2 years there hasn't been that the perfect brackets get broken in the first 2 games. So it's like, come on now.
They get broken a lot more often than that. But to be fair, though, there is a bracket challenge for the women's side as well. So yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm
gonna get into that.
Yeah, but so for this year, and we're talking about specifically just this year, I think the women's tournament Final Four was more entertaining. You had bigger stars, quote unquote, right? Like Caitlin Clark. You got Angel Reese out there. You got Aaliyah Boston, the projected #1 pick. Shout out to you, Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying? Like you got like really good players. Virginia Tech was doing their thing. So I mean, it was a really good time out there. On the men's side, even with the buzzer beater, like Devin, again, I was there at the game. Like I'm watching it. I'm in the arena. We're going crazy, stupid, like. Even with that, like watching Caitlin Clark drop a 40 ball like that and beat South Carolina, like yo, that's kind of tough. You know what I'm saying? Like Virginia Tech versus LSU. People didn't look at that game. I didn't either. But when I looked back at it, I had to rewatch some things. Virginia Tech was pretty good all year, and they only lost by like 7 points. So maybe that was the championship game because, if memory serves me correctly, I think LSU lost. No, I'm sorry. I think LSU beat Iowa by 17, something like that.
Yeah,
So I mean, yeah. So I mean, if Virginia Tech was that close, how and mind you, one of their star players did not play up to par, so they could have beaten Iowa as well. So it was just a really entertaining year for women's basketball, and I think next year too, it could become more entertaining just because you get Paige back, AZ Fudd's back, like Caitlin Clark's still there at LSU. People are going to be looking way more at Angel Reese. It's going to be interesting to see if they return and repeat, but I think it'll be very interesting next year for certain. But again, we're talking about specifically for this year because last year it was not as entertaining as you have Duke versus UNC. I don't think any year that we've seen topples that. That's kind of tough. That's kind of tough to usurp. Now, speaking of March Madness, though, I wanted to get your thoughts on trash talking. Right? Not necessarily who's right or wrong, because I think we can all fairly agree that Angel Reese was okay in her trash talk. Right. Caitlin Clark was okay in her trash talk. It's part of sports. So what's your thoughts on trash talking as a whole? When do you feel it should be done, or do you feel like it should never be done? What's your thoughts on it?
I'm a full advocate of talking mess on the court, especially when I'm smoking someone out. If I'm just letting him loose and he can't stop me, I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna let it be known that you cannot stop me. I remember playing twos with someone, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna guard you the whole time. I told him this before the game. I'm gonna guard you the whole time, and every time you miss, I'm gonna say a number. I'm gonna literally say 1, 2, and I kept doing it until you got to 11. He missed 11 straight shots with me guarding him. 11 straight shots. So
it's mind games.
Yeah, it's all mental warfare, and I feel like it's completely necessary. Now, when it gets personal, then you start.
What's personal though? Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. You telling I'll say, "Oh, you're trash." You know what I mean? Now, what we're really saying is your game is trash. But if you've practiced, if you've been dedicated at this, and I say you're trash, I feel like that's a little personal. For example, you what's something you're really passionate about?
I'm gonna say my filmmaking.
So I say your videos are trash. Everything you've done is piss poor. You can't do da-da-da with. I feel like that's a little personal. You mean I'm just saying that could be viewed as personal. Yeah. I don't know. Do you view that as personal if someone's saying on the court, "Oh, you're trash"? Because again, it could be comparable.
See, but I'm the type of person to differentiate my work from my personal stuff. So you may say that my work is trash, but that's your opinion. So everybody's opinion is going to be different. So I've gotten called trash in basketball a dozen times, and I've taken it personally a few times. But then I came to that point where it was I got to stop doing that and just lock in, because that's how they get in my head when I make it personal. Yeah. When I make it more of a personal thing. Now, when I'm talking about if someone brings up my family or something while we playing and starts doing that, that's the line. That's the line. That's stuff that we leave off on the court, off the court, bro. You don't bring that there.
Yeah. No, that you can't bring about somebody's family. I think there was a rumor one time that KG said something about Lala to Melo when they were married, and it's you see Melo reacting a certain way. There's certain things you don't do. There's certain lines you don't need to cross. And again, that was just a rumor. So imagine if if you hear somebody say something about somebody's family, that you never want to do that in the game of basketball. One, it's not that serious. Like it's really not.
It really isn't.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I think trash talking should be allowed. It's a tool that's used in the game. So I mean, if I can throw you off your game and you're physically more imposing than me, but mentally you're weaker than me, hey, man, I'm gonna take that advantage. I think that should be fair. And then afterwards, especially if I won the game, I'm gonna hold up a little championship ring. Like, what's good, my boy, my girl? Like, hey,
like
exactly, because they were cool with you.
Like, I'm setting up a rematch for my channel in the next coming months, and I already know we're gonna be going at each other, right? Like, it's 1,000% sure that we're gonna be going at each other, saying something.
Yeah.
Because me and this individual don't like each other. Like, it's well known that we and this individual don't like each other. But I'm not about to go out on
actual beef. It's actual
beef. But he knows the line and I know the line, and I'm not about to cross it. Now, if he crosses it, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But all I know is that I'm prepared to mentally get into his head, because yes, he's taller than me, he's stronger than me, and he's bigger than me, and he knows how to use his body. But I know I can mentally get in here, and I could live in there rent free, and I could build a mansion in there. So
I ain't mad at that. Hey, like, I love trash talking. So I mean, next time I go hoop, I'm more than likely going to trash talk. Well, actually, it depends on the day too. If it's early morning, maybe I just want to chill, cool. But if someone does feel like trash talking, I'm more than welcome. Like, hey, come on, please. I'll embrace it. I'll embrace it. But no, I just wanted your thoughts on that. Like, I didn't want to harp on college too much. Well, do I want to harp on college? No, I don't want to harp on college.
Before we segue though, I predicted everything after the Final Four. I said if Iowa beats South Carolina, LSU's winning. I
mean, but I don't think that was too. I don't want to give you too many flowers. I think they were favored. Yeah, like I ain't gonna hold, bro. I saw a report saying LSU upsets Iowa, and I'm like, did they?
It wasn't an upset though, because
I understand 3 versus a 2 seed. Yeah, like LSU was a 3 seed, Iowa was a 2 seed. I get that. Did they like really? I didn't think so. But I mean, to each his own, I guess. Whatever sells best. But yeah, no, I mean, did you put any money down on it?
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh, see, definitely can't count it then. Definitely can't count it. If you don't put no money on it, that means you don't believe it. And if you don't believe it,
shoot, I ain't got the bread to be.
That's real too. That's a real answer. That's acceptable. Okay, we might accept it now. But one thing that we can put some money on though is the WNBA. So we're gonna transition on into that section. So I hope y'all enjoyed this one. But we're gonna go on into the next section. All right, so look, we are here. It is Gab Trivia. Get a bucket trivia. Real quick, real fast, real casual. Devin, what's a 3-letter word that starts with gas?
You said a 3-letter word that starts with gas?
Correct. What's a 3-letter word that starts with gas?
What's with all these riddles, bro? What's with the riddles, bro? Gas?
What's a 3-letter word that starts with gas?
I don't know what. I don't know.
Car. Hey, I was just, you know. All right. Well, that was the end of Gab Trivia. I hope you all enjoy it. Maybe next time we get it right. Maybe next time we won't. I'm gonna see who all gets that. Stay tuned. You enjoyed that when you enjoy the rest of the episode. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Now we got what I like to call the NAV. Now, to be fair, I just want to put out the disclaimer there because this could get very tricky real quick, real fast. I'm calling it the NAV because it's women, you know what I'm saying, WNBA asset value. Now, I started this off because I was planning out my NBA segments for another episode, and I called this NAV. And I really like NAV because we're going to help the organizations navigate to making the best selections that they possibly can. See what we did there. Problem is, I didn't want to do too many WA filling that last letter acronyms. I just wanted to say that for the record, like, you know, so the W is going to be silent. I'm not saying women are silent, you know, respect to women. Now we got that disclaimer out there. Devin, I'm gonna just give you a couple of players right quick, right? I want your thoughts on them real fast. Like, what is your expectation for them in terms of this season? Should we look at them as an all-star? If you don't think so, like, how close are they? You know, this doesn't have to be too long of a conversation. You know, just quick thoughts about them. All right. So I
just
wanted to
want
hit
to give
us.
a disclaimer real quick. If this player's on this list, I'm not gonna say the player right now, but if this
No,
player
she's not. She's not.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I promise you. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about it. So we got off top, Shakira Austin.
From Washington, correct?
Yep, Washington
Okay.
Mystic. The forward. She was recently drafted last year. What's your thought? Like, number 3, is she gonna be all-star in year 2? I was told by someone she would be.
So it all depends on Elena Deladon's health, honestly. Because
But even still, like, she might have more of a workload, more responsibility, which means more production. So I mean, just based on that,
she's there too.
More than likely will be starting this year.
Shoot. She's got a difficult task with how the Eastern Conference is looking, but she could definitely be an all-star caliber player this year. It's not impossible.
Okay. I have reservations on it, but I think it's possible. I'm kind of leaning. I don't want to say 50-50. I don't want to say 55, maybe 60-40. She misses, 40% she makes. She's a good talent, and it's not because of her, really. Like, let me restate. Let me take that back. I don't want to say 40. I'll switch it to 50-50, just because some people have left. I want to take a real good look at the list, but I think we both kind of agree. A little reservation, but it's possible for Shakira Austin, who, again, in year 2, that's pretty outstanding. So I mean, if she misses it, that's nothing to scoff at. It's nothing to scoff at. But again, I'm just curious about her. Now, another player we got here, the wonderful, the lovely, the talented Brittany Griner. All-star this year. Talk to me. What's up?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now, is that going to be, when you say definitely, is that going to be the sob story vote in, or, you know what I'm saying, the fan favorite vote in, like, or is she going to dominate to get that?
That's what they give BT. That's what they give BT. They give her the sob one.
Shots fired. Okay.
Well, it's not shots fired. It's because it's the same thing with Sue. Sue was retiring, so they're not gonna not give Sue an all-star. So
in circumstances, maybe Shakira loses a potential spot, because if DT's getting because I guess that transitions on into my next one, Diana Taurasi. Like, I was asking you about her. Damn, like,
you said she wasn't on this list, but I think we were on.
I thought you were talking about Liz Cambage. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
no.
really. Because the last episode, I thought you were talking about Liz. That's why I thought we was here. I forgot you got beef with DT though. He does not like DT. We made a whole video about it. But okay, so DT gets the nod and Brittany Griner get the nod. Okay, so one is given. One sounds like it's earned for her.
BG is earning hers. because she wants to show y'all. Oh, y'all missed me.
I mean, I think we all missed her. But yeah, no, she's. I think she's gonna look. I think she's gonna look nice. I'm worried about the conditioning aspect. You can't.
I'm predicting an Embiid type season for her, 30 and 10.
That's kind of crazy. 30 points. I'll see how it goes. I'm pulling for it. 30 and 10 is something crazy. Like, yo, let's. Okay.
BG, that's how you know I got love for you, BG. If you watching this.
Hey, that man really loves you. I'd settle for 20 and 10. I ain't 25, maybe even. Hey, BG, you know I rock with you. She's been on the page once, not on the video, on the page. How about my girl Neka? Neka, group, okay, talk to me. Like, can we get All-Star again? Because this year, well, I don't want to say too much, but like this year though, it could get a little tricky for the Sparks. So I mean, you think she still gets there?
She's Miss Unstoppable. There's no doubt about that. She doesn't make it.
I respect that. Now, this one player I'm about to name, she's low key underrated, I think. Sierra McCowan. Dallas wing big. 6'7".
She's going for a great season, right? She's not making an All-Star, and it's only because they don't have enough roster space for that. Now, if there's God forbid that there, I hope to God, I don't wish this upon nobody, but there's an injury to one of the All-Stars, that's how she gets plugged in. But she only doesn't make it because there's a limited number of All-Stars. But she's gonna have a great season.
I like the part she's gonna have a good season. I think maybe because of her team, it could, like, they could take away from, like, their team is pretty stacked. I'm gonna just say that. We'll talk about it later. But I like their team, so I think her team kind of hurts her chances. But I'd rather have that for her because that means that she can potentially win a championship. So I don't think she needs to be an All-Star, but All-Star caliber player. Something slight. At least I see that in her. If you feel differently, ladies and gentlemen, tough. Now, this is probably the last one. We'll transition on to the next segment after this, but. Jewel Lloyd, like, does she just go out on a hooping spree? Because last time I'm assuming she's still with the Storm. Last time I checked, because she's under contract for another season. So unless she's sitting out for some random reason that I don't know about, it's gonna be her. And I really got to look back at the roster because I actually genuinely do not know. I apologize, Seattle Storm. Like, it's not disrespectful right now. Do they still have Tina? I thought Tina was on a 1-year rental.
I thought Tina was on. I haven't seen a recon either, so
that too. So I don't know. That's shaky. Do you think Jewel Lloyd is going to be able to get that All-Star nod? Is it is it like they're giving it to her because, again, you lose Sue Bird, you lose Stewie. It's gonna be earned.
Yeah, she
okay.
Good, bro.
No, I agree.
As much as I don't like Seattle because of how much they've beaten the Sparks over the years, man, she's just a straight bucket getter.
Yeah,
she's basically like she reminds me so much of Damian Lillard, bro. Like, she just gets to her spot, pulls, and it goes in.
That's top. You were 30 ball from BG. Dame comparison to okay. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna have to look at Dame.
Comments are gonna agree with me too.
Dame and Jewel Lloyd. That's an interesting comparison. It's not bad. I just want to look more at them. Like, that's interesting. I like they both cut from a similar cloth. I can't be mad at that. That's tough. I like that comparison. I do like that a little bit. Let me sleep on it a little bit more. I gotta sleep on it. That's tough.
I'm telling you. Look.
I was really about to make that a topic.
I'm waiting for you to DM me tomorrow. Be like, nah, on God, you was right. Like,
I got you. That's a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, kudos to that man right there. See, you got to give flowers when flowers are due. But look, now that's enough of the nav, right? So hopefully you guys and gals enjoyed that segment. But we're gonna transition on to the 2023 prediction because, well, we got a couple teams that we want to talk about. But hope you all enjoyed this segment as we transition on to the next one. All right, so what I'm about to do is just share you this video real quick, and you tell me if you would do this or not. Maybe you would. Who knows?
Shoot another one. Come on. Wait.
Now do a double.
I didn't even like stick the single.
Your foot made it.
You do a double. That's about how I thought that would go. Oh. You've inspired me.
So would you end up doing that? That doesn't seem appealing to you. Hey, I ain't gonna hold you.
Okay, look. It was cool the first like few times, but when they started adding cans and them trying to get their feet in the can, bro,
I ain't gonna. Hey, all I'm saying is this, man. When you start, like the first time you land it, it's like, all right, cool. Let's see what else we can do. It's almost like when you make a 3-point shot. Okay, how else can we now make this more fun? Like, oh, I can hit this behind the head 3-point shot. Now, what's the next way I can change this? Like, it looked dangerous a little bit. Like if you mess up, like that fall, woo, but hey, it looked fun as hell. So I might give it a shot. But I did want to take on that. I did want to take on that though. That was one I wanted to show you real fast. But yeah, so I guess we can go on into the next segment. So I hope y'all all enjoyed that one. Stay tuned. All right, so look, we are back now. I told y'all, we talked about some WNBA players. Some of them might pertain to this section specifically because we got, well, you know what? Let's kick it off proper with this, right? The Dallas Wings. A lot of teams a lot of players, a lot of the media is hyping up the Aces and Liberty, and rightfully so. But I think we not hyping up enough of the teams. Like, so we just gonna go down the list and see how these teams are stacking up. Now, personally, I like the Wings. Now, before I show the team, Devin is actually on record for saying that they were going to be the next Golden State Warriors. All right. Now, he made that statement before trades were made, though. So but Devin, real quick. Matter of fact, I'll let you get on your soapbox real quick. The floor is yours. What's your thoughts, champ?
I'm upset. Because I made that comment with sure confidence that they were gonna keep Marina Mabry, man. I was like, they about to have a 1-2 combo with a great rebounder in Tierra McCowan, and then they just trade her away. Man, it's basketball. It's the business.
So I hear that, right? I hear that. I understand. But when you look at the team that they acquired, like, Devin, I don't think you really can get too mad at this here roster that changed. Like, can we talk about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know what I mean? Like,
hold on. When did they get Kalani Brown?
I'm not certain when they got her, but apparently they got her on the roster. So my thoughts are, well,
wait, no, hold on.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, dog.
Wait.
Like, hey, dog. I'm just saying, change. Like,
if they have a good shooting night, nobody's beat. As a matter of fact, actually, they don't even need a good shooting night. They don't need a good shooting night.
So look. Here's my thoughts on the roster so far. So we got starting 5: Arike, Diamond, Natasha, Sato, and Tierra. Like, do you understand what that is? That's 5'8" from Arike Agumbawale. After that, everybody is 6'1" and above. 6'1"
That's
to
what I'm saying. Like,
That's disgusting. Now, you want to know, and I was thinking about this, Rick. I was waiting for you to come on, and I was like, you know what? Let me think about the Wings real quick. I want to give a solid comparison. You remember that year when the Lakers acquired Karl Malone and Gary Payton? We made these big-ass acquisitions, and we were supposed to win it all, and we lost to the Pistons? This team kind of reminds me of the Pistons. Like, Diamond DeShield, tough. Like, I'm not saying Rip Hamilton, but she can give me Rip Hamilton vibes. Like, again, Arike, Chauncey Billups. I'm gonna be interested to see how that leadership, like Chauncey, if she can get to that level. But I know she's at least a leader. So I know we had a little trouble situation early on last year, but that seemed to have spelled a little bit. So I think this team has Detroit Pistons capabilities. My biggest concern, starting five, Sato Sabali health-wise.
and I agree. I completely agree.
That's the biggest concern for me. And now off the bench, you got Crystal Dangerfield, Rookie of the Year. You know, got a chip on the shoulder because the Lynx cut her, and they cut her unnecessarily. That's because of the stupid WNBA's rule where they only have 12 roster spots, where I still believe they need to make that. Matter of fact, hold on. I need to listen.
15.
Yeah. Can we kick up the roster spots, please, from 12 to 15? I understand. There's got to be enough money out there to make this happen. Because it is harder for the WNBA players to be playing in the WNBA than it is for men to be playing in the NBA. Because if they don't make an NBA roster, men-wise, they can at least go to the G League and get pulled up. If the WNBA doesn't take you, they just don't.
Then you gotta go overseas and you're suspended the whole year.
I gotta look at that suspended whole year thing part. I gotta double check that one. But I do know it's not as easy to getting into the NBA as it is getting into WNBA, or it's not as easy getting into the WNBA as it is getting into the NBA. And
Right,
already
because of the roster spots.
Exactly. So that is the main reason why we're saying that. But we would appreciate if we can change that. However, because of Crystal Dangerfield, that chip on the shoulder, I'm expecting her to boogie a little bit. 5'5", we can work with that still.
I want to make a quick comment though.
I'm
a huge fan of Diamond DeShield. Like, I'm a huge fan of hers. Right? She's the X factor on this team. I'm looking at the starting five, and I know she's definitely gonna start. But my God, you can't. I don't even know. I don't know who.
She's the X factor.
I don't know who's gonna be the number 4 in the starting lineup. Who do you think's gonna be the number 4?
It's either gonna be Natasha Howard or Sato Sabali. Because again, when I'm looking at both of these players, right? Sato is 6'4", Natasha 6'2". So that's interchangeable, small forward, power forward type situation. But because Natasha Howard is still she got some stockiness to her. She's not brawling. She got some stockiness to her. A little bit where I can throw her at that small forward or the power forward slot. Like a Rasheed Wallace, he's not overly bulky, but he got enough size on him where he can be interchangeable. So I think one of those two players can run you 3. I honestly 3 and your 4 if you really want to.
I just realized how old I am. I remember watching Natasha Howard her rookie year. She's been in the league 9 years.
Fact. And hey, dog, a whole bucket. She know too.
And everybody in their starting 5 can shoot the ball.
I don't know about Tierra. I don't know about Tierra. No disrespect, but hey, she's solid on the interior. She's solid on the interior though. Now let me ask you this, because you said something. You said the X factor is Diamond, right? I thought the X factor was going to be the bench, right? I think Owak and Charlie, they actually can now get more availability. They can get more PT potentially, because you got a starting 5 that's pretty solid. Starting 5s aren't everything though. You need depth, and both of those players are 6'4", 6'5". Both have tremendous potential still because they got recently drafted. Then, not to mention, did you know that the Dallas Wings actually have 3 of the top 11 picks in this year's draft? They got number 3, number 5, and then number 11.
Wait.
So they're about to get, yeah. So they're really about to turn up. And again, we're all talking about Aces and Liberty, but we're not looking at the Dallas Wings.
It's gonna work. See, now
Someone's gonna get the
someone's
boot.
getting cut. Someone's getting cut.
But it's possibly going to be the 11th player unless they're getting someone with tremendous height. But you already got Tierra McCowan and other players out there on your squad. Again, when I'm looking at this team, I'm automatically keeping Crystal, Arike, like Diamond, Natasha, Sato. Like I have 2 play, and I already got someone with height in Kalani Brown off the bench.
That's what
So
I'm
again,
saying.
I don't need. Like they probably gonna get some forward. They can probably get some forward. They can make something shake because I think at least one of them is gonna keep their job. I don't know who this is. Like she might,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Not there.
Alani staying because she's been having a hard time staying on the roster. Like that's what I've been seeing. But I mean, having 2, 6, 7 players on the same team, having one come off the bench when the other one's tired.
Exactly. That'd be helpful. That'd be nice. So again, the Dallas Wings, they're pretty solid. But I thought Awaka and Charlie would be the X factor with Sato's health being the X factor for me. Because if Sato is solid, if she's healthy, I think I was telling you about this. She gives me the Candace Parker archetype type vibes where, so now if I have her, well, if I'm going to talk about the Detroit Pistons, for example, I'm going to equate her to Tayshaun Prince. I'm going to give Rasheed Wallace on to Natasha Howard. Ben Wallace, I guess for height, Tierra McCowan got to get Ben Wallace, but Ben was no slouch though. And John Quayle's over there. You got Asia Wilson over on the Aces, so that's the perfect situation. Like someone's got to stop them. And then let's say Candace Parker is running the 5 and Asia's running the 4. Candace Parker's got to stop you. And you're 6'7". She's older. So it's possible that you can get the better of her at this point in time in her career.
Right.
So I'm just saying, like, this Wings team, like, what would you put percentage-wise in terms of chance that they could beat the Aces or the Liberty?
Yeah. Aces is going to be hard because you got Becky Hammond as a very defensive-minded coach. Because she came from Popovich's camp, and all they do is run defense.
Fact.
That's going to be hard. I'm giving them like a 30% chance to beat them.
30,
and that sounds really, really low, but actually 30% is a lot higher than what anybody else would say.
Okay. Now, how about with the Liberty?
I feel like that might be a shootout. I'm not entirely sure because I gotta see what Stewie does with John Quell. You know what I'm saying? Like that could be totally different. And I know that when Stewie played with Tina Charles, all they were doing was just shooting lighting teams up.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's going to be the same thing in New York with John Quell. They're just going to be lighting teams up. So I give them a 50% chance. Only because they could have a bad shooting night and the Wings have a scorch night.
If you said 50% chance for Liberty again, and then 30% for Aces. See, I look at it as, again, if we're talking about a healthy Wings team, and if the bench can give me the production that I'm looking for, I'm looking at a solid 50-50 shot.
For both teams?
For both teams. The toughest situation is going to be Brianna Stewart and me guarding her. I think I can actually guard Asia Wilson decently with this Wings team. Guard spot wise, I'm not worried. Reason why, Courtney Vandersloot is going to be my probable point guard that I'm going to have Arike guarding. Arike 5'8". So if we're talking about from height disparity, there's not going to be one on that side. And then on the Aces, well, all they really have is guards. Like their first Jackie, not oh my God, Kelsey Plum, and then Chelsea Gray. They're all guards. After that, it's Candace Parker and Asia Wilson. That's their death lineup right there. So this Wings team, again, Arike 5'8". After that, everybody's 6'1" to 6'7". I should be able to guard pretty much whoever I want to on this team. So if I need to run zone, boom, I got it. If I need to run man, boom, I got it. And off the bench, I'm bringing you 6'4", 6'5", 6'7", and then one person who's 5'5", who can actually boogie. So it's like I like 50% personally against both teams, and I stress health so much because now as long as everyone's healthy, I'm cool. Like I like their odds. Now who wins? Toss up. Because again, 50-50 ball for me. But I genuinely do like this team. And before people say, oh well, he's probably saying this because Natasha threw his video up there. That's not necessarily the case.
Hey, hold on. I got to give a quick shout out to Natasha. She didn't have to do that. That was incredible. Incredible.
I already told her thank you because I'm sitting like, dog. I got on the actual video, like I think she put like, oh, I really rock with this video. So I'm thinking it's someone who just typed the name in the account, right? Because like you see a Kyrie Irving or LeBron James, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But cool, got you. And then I saw like her like a tag where she just recorded it. I was like, that's kind of tough. Like that. I appreciate that. I tipped the cap off to her on that one. Like you said, she did not have to do that at all. Like, and people are still liking the video. It's crazy. But that's not why I'm saying like they could actually win this series. Like I need people to understand this Wings team is pretty scary. So and before y'all say exactly, and before y'all say I'm biased too, definitely pay attention because we have more teams to talk about. So the next team we talking about though, Devin, real quick. Phoenix Mercury. Now you guys kind of already see how we're going with this, right? You know, Aces, Liberty, and the Dallas Wings. That they may be the barometer for the WNBA. So let's do this. First, do you have anything you want to say about the Mercury before we reveal the roster? Any DP slander is not warranted.
That's why, and I was just about to get this out the way. I'm saying this right now. I'm putting my slander to the aside, and I'm speaking from a professional sports analyst point of view. I'm putting it to the side as much as I can, which is probably going to be set to 0. I'm probably not going to say nothing too crazy. I'm just going to keep it professional.
Oh. I thought you were gonna say something else. I was waiting for it. I was like,
I'm gonna keep it professional.
Okay. All right, cool. He gave the disclaimer. Bet. So look, here's what the roster is going to look like. Oh, hold on, give me a second. Second taken. All right, so here, what's your thoughts on this roster? Because my thoughts are starting 5. I have Mariah Jefferson, Skylar Diggins-Smith, Diana Taurasi, Brianna Turner, and Brittany Griner. What's your thoughts on that starting 5? Let me get this hype on that. There you go.
So you said Mariah Jefferson,
Skylar Jefferson, Skylar Diggins, Diana Taurasi, Brianna Turner, and Brittany Griner.
Okay, so we at a crossroads.
So where are you going?
I don't think Mariah Jefferson starts.
You don't think Mariah Jefferson starts? Why not? What's wrong with Mariah?
No, there's nothing wrong with her. She was hooping when she was in Minnesota. She was hooping.
Someone call Mariah. She's on fire. She should work tonight.
Hey.
So you don't think though she should be working on the starting unit? That's tough, bro.
It is tough, and I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because I know that she's cold. She's absolutely cold. My
So
thing is that
what's your main reason for wanting to put? I'm assuming Sophie ahead of Mariah. Main reason.
because Sophie brings extra height, and I know that's what they want. Skylar, like you going 5'6", and then what 6'4", and then 6'7".
So, I do hear you on the height thing. I do. I truly.
Oh dang! But that 41% from three, I might have to eat my words again.
You know what I mean? And then I got the 4 assists as well. Because here's the thing, Sophie Cunningham is cool, but for me, I got to utilize my players the best. And when I got DT, scorer. I got Skylar Diggins-Smith, scorer. I got Brittany Griner, scorer. Damn it, someone's going to have to pass the ball. And I don't look at Skylar as a traditional point guard. Now, if you had Courtney Vandersloot, I still don't put Sophie in the starting lineup because I need somebody who's also going to defend. And Sophie is that spark plug. When she's hitting, listen. When she's hitting, she is hitting. But when she's not, she's giving me some solid energy, a little bit of gravity. But I would rather have someone like a Breonna Turner, who about 6'4", defensive, and who might be able to complement those players. So unless you want to bank on Diana Taurasi, Sophie being your 3-4, I might have to run that at the 5. I might have to run that as my 5.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually like your lineup better, and it's because then Diana doesn't have to facilitate. All she has to do is sit, rotate, elevator screen, shoot. That's all she has to do. And I feel like she's better in that role for them because I'd much rather her have to float without the ball, because then she gets a bunch of attention if she has the ball in her hand the whole time. They double teaming her because they know she's gonna turn the ball over. And I'd much rather her come off an elevator screen, come off a floppy, hit the corner, and catch, shoot.
Exactly. Or now you're having her and Skylar off ball. BG set screen. Like either an off ball screen or now she's doing an on ball screen, and they can still be off ball and she can do a pick and pop. And now you got Breonna Turner somewhere floating around for the rebound. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot can really happen with that team, with that starting 5. Now, my thing is this though, right? Because let's pull back up the roster because I do want to highlight. Now, Diana Taurasi is getting up there. She's been in the league for about 18 years. And just no, I'm out. Look, I love DT, all right? But for the record, her birthday is in 82. And Devin, I was born in 92. I'm 30. She's 40. So, I mean, I don't want her doing too much out there. I don't know. The bench ain't really like Sophie and Michaela Anuare are the only players that I'm seeing that I'm like, I can rely on them. Is a 7-man roster enough for you?
No.
Or the 7-woman roster enough for you?
No.
So if you were,
this is the perfect roster. 5 starting a starting 5, obviously, and then 5 coming off the bench. I think
it's tough to have a strong 5 to come off the bench. Now again, the wings still have to show me that they got a strong 5 come off the bench, because again, you still got to Walk and Charlie who got to prove some stuff. I like them, but you got to produce. So it's very. I don't even know if the Aces and Liberty have 10 players to really run out there like that. Like that.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, that's tough. I think a solid 8 to 9 would be ideal, which is only 1 to 2 off from 10. But I think 8 may be that sweet spot. That might be that real comfortable number. Especially like I know in the NBA, for example, they definitely you might want to have like a 7 to 8 man roster. So I think the same thing comes down to the WNBA. It's just for that season. It's a long one too, or at least a longer one. 40 games, not 36. And again, age-wise, plus fatigue, a possible fatigue from Brittany Griner, we may have that. So I'm interested to see how this team goes. Real quick, before we transition though, who's your X factor for the Mercury?
It's gonna have to be BG. Like,
Really?
If they don't, the reason why that the Mercury weren't good last year was because they did not have her. Like, honest to God, if anybody missed them the most, it would be that team. Because someone that size that knows how to use that size and has a jumper too, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
If that production, if she can get back to that same production or even better, they're a top 4 easily.
See, I know one of my guys, he constantly keeps telling me how on the Nuggets, Jamal Murray is the most important player for the Nuggets, and I'm like, I think it's Jokic, right? But hear me out.
I could agree with that, though. I could agree with that.
I don't agree with that. I think he's the most important player outside of Jokic because Jokic does so much for them that Jamal Murray doesn't do enough defensively for me to say, oh, yeah, that brother makes up the slack. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he's the most important person outside of Jokic. On this team, I think because BG's been out, yes, I expect her to do work, but specifically on the offensive end, I'm curious how she'll do. I'm sure fine, but is it going to be exactly what we saw from when she last played? Who knows? Defensively, 6'9" is 6'9". Lanky is lanky. Like, I'm not expecting that to drop off. So defensively, I'm expecting her to be fine. That's not an X factor for me. What's going to be an X factor is, and I'm kind of thinking about adding DT to this mix, but Skylar. If Skylar is that dog guard, that dog player where you can look and say, hey, dog, who is Sabrina Ionescu? You know what I'm saying? Like, who is Kelsey Plum again? Like if she can take us to that point, which she has the talent, she can take us to that point, then I think the Mercury are scary because you still have a big 3 on that team. Right. And people don't really think about that too much. You have Skylar Diggins, Diana Taurasi, and Brittany Griner. So if you can reestablish yourself as a top guard, which I think last year I had her ranked as like the number 2, number 3 guard. I think I had Chelsea Gray as number 3, but her, Courtney, and Skylar were my top 3, I believe, last year. So if you can reemerge and prove like, hey, I'm that, I think that goes a long way for the Mercury. Because again, I'm saying that with the assumption that Brittany Griner is automatically going to do what she did. I think Skylar didn't play last year in the playoffs, and they got there. So I mean, I think that's that X factor. Diamond DeShields showed me that guard spot can help you out a little bit. BG, I agree with you, is going to help him out, but I like to see a lot from Skylar, especially if she can take over for DT. So
also, I want to give a quick shout out to Sydney Weeks. I did not know that she was on that roster. I know she's beyond happy because I remember when I was a Sparks season ticket holder, she was talking about how she loves DT and she's looked up to her and all that type of stuff. So I'm glad she's on that team because that's a great mentorship opportunity for her to, maybe take over that spot.
I don't know. I'm looking at Sydney right now, respectfully, and I mean, I'm not.
Hey, don't scoff at those numbers. Those are deflated numbers. She didn't get no PT. When she did get PT, she was hooping.
I mean, this is a year when she was playing, and numbers aren't everything. Like we got, for example, 19. All right, cool. So we got a couple seasons right here where she might be doing.
Hey, she averaged 47 that last year.
What are you looking at?
2020 in the bubble, she averaged 47% from 3. I didn't even know that.
Oh, I was about to say. I was like, my boy, who's got 47 points? That's disgusting. That's the WMVP right there. But she was 47.
40-90, but it doesn't count because she didn't play every single game.
Yeah.
Right?
I gotta look back and see what happened. I on the bubble part, I didn't follow the WNBA as much as I should have.
And
I watched
she wasn't on a team last year, at least for what was said.
So maybe to your point, because I overlooked Sydney. So Sydney, from the bottom of my heart, my bad. I didn't mean to. And she's 6 foot too, so she also helped complement. If she can bring that Tracy ball to the Suns, then to the Phoenix Mercury. Oh my God, it's so confused. Oh my God, I hate saying that. Like Phoenix Suns, Phoenix Mercury. But yeah, so like that's a good note out there. Shout out to you, Sydney. Shout out to you, Devin. See, that's why you gotta keep your people around. That's why you gotta keep your people around. Now, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. What's the percentage that they can beat the Aces and Liberty? I'm not gonna say Wings. I'm not gonna say Wings because I'm not gonna put my sparks like that. Cause I don't want to give it 0-4.
Aces is gonna be a shootout. I got 50-50 easily.
Oh, it's 50-50 with the Mercury, but you couldn't get 50-50 for the 8.
No.
Disrespect.
No.
Okay,
No.
that's fair. Hey.
The reason why it's because of the experience with that team, the experience they have beating four of those 5 players already in the playoffs. 50-50.
You saved yourself right there. You saved yourself because I'll give you experience with those players. Like I'll give you that.
Because DT knows how DT. She could easily coach up every single person on that team and be like, look, this is how we her, and definitely don't forget her because she can get a hot hand too. Like she could easily do that.
I think it's interesting you noted DT's coaching ability. Yeah.
Honestly, like, see, this is the professionalism coming out of me.
I'm actually surprised.
Definitely be a coach. I swear on she could be such an amazing coach.
I like her. I like the energy she gave. She showed last year she can really still lead her team, and coaches are leaders. I mean, she can be a coach or a referee because both of those two are key cogs in development for players.
She's a little too emotional to be a referee.
I think she'll keep it real though. So like she'll let hey Jonquel, you went up soft. I can't give you that one. Stewie, I'm still salty. You beat us in the. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna give you this pal. Hey, I can rock with that. And then Sue's gonna be like, all right, hold on.
To do that
on this one, but the next one though, all right, we may rock with you. I like that. I like to see that little back and forth. I like that little referee going there. But no, she's a good. That's a good point to bring up. So 50-50 for the Aces. 50-50 for the Aces. How about for the Liberty?
It's gonna be harder
because
it's all about both of the bigs. Who's guarding Stewie? We're gonna say Brittany?
No, Brianna Turner.
Okay, so now she's scoring 30.
So tough. That's so disrespectful.
I'm not even being disrespectful to Brianna Turner because I like her too. I watched her at Notre Dame. Like I'm not trying to scoff. It's just that it's the height difference. It's literally the height difference.
I just gotta say real quick. Just hold that thought. Brianna, listen, that's not me. That was him that said that. That's all. I just want to let you know that. Let's move on though. All right, so you said the height disparity, right? But with Brianna, Ramada. Hold on. There we go. All right. So with Brianna, that's 6'3".
Going up against what? 6'5", 6'6"?
Well, 6'5", 6'6".
Isn't Brianna Stewart 6'5", 6'6"?
Stewie about 6'3". Stewie about.
Hey, she looked like it.
Stewie about. Let me hold on. I'm confirming 6'4". 6'4". We got 6'3" versus 6'4".
I take back what I just said. I had the assumption that she was 6'5".
I was about to say, and though.
Because the way she be
about 30.
Bro, she give me that KD vibe, bro, where she just be shooting.
No. I made a video saying she's the female KD. The WNBA is very easy. But I got to give Brianna Turner her flowers. And for the record, Brianna Stewart averages 20 for the career. She gave up 21 last season. You know what I mean? And then in the playoffs, she gives you 27, 26. She's averaging 25 for her career. And you saying she about to average 30. That means she's about to do better than ever on this. That's because I hear you. She on. That's tough. Like I really feel like you guys.
Pretty nerd. AZ
feel like
Fudd
that's-
said. Look, AZ Fudd said this. She said that Brianna Stewart was the best UConn player. The best UConn player. Now, if you think about that, that's crazy to me because you got to think about DT came from there. Maya Moore came from there. I don't know a lot of other UConn players, but I know there's a bunch more. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many great players that came out of UConn that have not only won natties, but also went to the league and won championships.
I think you might make that statement because Maya Moore did not finish. You know, like she quit on her career because she had other things in mind. She there was more things important than the game of basketball. So I think maybe you can make that statement.
Shoot,
Maybe not. Like, you know, she's on the right way. But again, did you give a percentage on the Liberty? I know you said
okay. My percentage for them being the Liberty is about 40.
45.
40.
So you gave both of these teams higher ratings than the Wings? That's so tough.
It's all because of experience. It's all because of experience. That's a young team. Young teams have a harder time beating veteran-led teams. They only have one person that's outside of 5 years.
That's crazy. I guess. Tell you what. I'm curious what you about to say about this next team. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I had to make sure we have enough time saved. And yeah, we definitely went over the actually we might not have. We might have enough time. Tell me what you're thinking about the Sparks. And do you got anything you want to say non-Liz Cambage related?
Oh no,
about the Sparks. Okay, all right, cool. I just want to say I didn't know if you had anything to say.
I'm thinking that she doesn't exist in basketball anymore. She
possibly might return, but I feel you though.
Oh my God. Let it.
I said possibly. I don't know. I haven't researched it. Fun fact. I'm just saying there's a possibility. I don't know. But what I do know is that the girls are looking all right. All right, maybe I might be putting 100 on.
I forgot that she's on that team too.
Maybe 50 on 10. But yeah, we got a decent little squad. Now, I'm going to run off my starting 5, right? I'm going to run off my starting 5. Tell me what you think.
And she's 6'3".
You know what I mean? Something slight. So we got Jordan Canada, Jasmine Thomas, Nneka Agumake, Derica Hamby, Azure Stevens. That's my starting 5. Off the bench, I got Lashia Clarendon, Shanae, Katie, and I'm throwing Ray Burrell in there, but I got to see a little bit more out of Ray. I know we had injury issues last season, but I'd like to see a little bit more production out of Ray. I know what she can. She seems capable and giving me what I need. You know what I'm saying? So off that, what's your thoughts on that starting 5 and the bench? Then you don't like it? Do I need to restate them? Maybe that helps.
I need Katie Lou in the starting lineup.
Really? Katie over Jordan? Because we got Jordan as the incumbent. You got Jasmine as who's a solid bucket getter. And I give you the height disparity. So
you gonna hate me. You ready?
Wait.
You about to hate me.
Unless it's Nneka, I
don't put Nneka on no bench. That's misunderstood.
I was about to say.
Hamby gotta go to the bench. She's 6'1".
Miss who? Miss who?
Miss Hamby to the bench.
All right, so let's bring up the list real quick, right? So we got Jordan at 5'6", Jordan Canada at 5'6", Jasmine Thomas at 5'9". We got Katie, 6 foot. Cool, got you, swaggy. Katie Lou Samuelson. God, I'm sorry, that was Carly. I was about to say I could have sworn it was Katie Lou. She's 6'3". You got Nneka at 6'2". So you want?
I want the person. I want Katie Lou because I've seen her facilitate, like try to be Candace as much as she can with the shooting ability and the facilitating. I want that more. I don't really see that coming from Hamby, and I'm guaranteed that when they accepted that trade for De'Erica, she was going to the bench.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't De'Erica like have an all-star season?
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Oh,
It's not fair. I'm not accepting that. It's not fair. And the reason why it's not fair is
that's something that.
because the team that she was on a team that needed her in that starting lineup for them to compete anyways.
So we wouldn't need her in this starting lineup 'cause right now.
Bro,
Like,
look
what?
at the points. Look at the points. 9.3 points. Now go to Katie Lou's points.
Very similar. What you talking about?
Very
Nice.
similar, right? So it's not.
But we got more defense. But you get more defense from De'Erica though. Like here's how I'm looking at it. From a career, if I'm looking at Katie Lou, she's bringing the shooting, right? Like she would bring the shooting and then the playmaking you mentioned. Well, from an assist standpoint, she's giving me 1.4, and then from the three ball, from the Tracy ball, Katie Lou is giving me 33.9. All right, now De'Erica Hamby is giving me 29.6 from the Tracy, and then she's giving me 1.4 from the assist. So I'm losing on the Tracy ball, but then I'm also gaining a little bit on the defense because again, she's lanky, and I think that's what helped her get to that All-Star nod last year. So I might I don't know because I was thinking about it. I'm not gonna hold you had me thinking about it for a second. Like, would I want to put her there? Let me ask this: has Azure Stevens done enough? Oh my God! I thought I was showing the roster. Oh my God, it's tragic. Has Stevens done enough to earn the starting spot outright? Because the tricky thing is NECA can play 4, so that means we could have De'Erica run the 5. And then throw Katie in at the 3.
See, this is where it gets real tricky because, oh shoot, I just realized something. Katie Lou and Azra have played with each other before too.
So you get a little cohesion there.
A little cohesion there. But aside from that, you can't deny 6'6".
Can Katie Lou run the 2? What do you think about that?
I like that. I personally like that.
So then what about this as a? Because I'm not. I think at this point in time, we've already accepted the fact that maybe Shanae's not going to be getting as much PT. Which actually I saw last year she wasn't getting too much PT to begin with. Now that might have been injuries or whatever the case may be, but I might sneak her out of the quote unquote death lineup that I like to have, which is my ending lineup. So Jasmine Thomas, Katie Lou, NECA, De'Erica, and Azure.
I like that.
Azure Stevens.
I like that. That's a lengthy lineup too.
You know what I mean? And the key thing I like about it, if we can get some playmaking from Katie Lou, right? Well then, okay, cool. That helps out with Jasmine because last time I checked, Jasmine was doing pretty well last year before she got the ACL injury. So get a little 1-2 action with NECA and Jasmine, and you got capable 3-point shooters, and it's key because, like you said, she's 6'6", as Azra is, so she can shoot over somebody if it's a switch, or she can make the defense come out, at least be respectable. And then De'Erica still is kind of that energy bunny, you know what I'm saying? Someone who's going to do the dirty work to get the rebounds, all that good stuff. So I think this team could potentially work. And again, if you've seen a theme, I do like, I'll take a guard being under 5'10", knowing that the rest of my team is going to be 6'1" and above. So I think that does kind of, do well against teams. And now, we are here. How does this team do against the Aces, Liberty?
Well, first thing I do want to say, that lineup everybody can shoot too. I just realized the lineup we just said everybody can shoot. I have no issue with anybody shooting on that lineup at all.
Yeah, I think as we talked, I got a little bit more confident in the Sparks going further. So
Yeah,
you
me
know,
too.
yeah, I think I did that. So yeah, I appreciate you. So
And
like,
like I said at the beginning too, totally forgot that Jasmine Thomas is on that team too. Totally forgot. But
oh, my fault. Before percentage. X Factor. Who's your X Factor?
Neca's health.
NECA's health.
Yeah.
Interesting. See, I'm thinking Jasmine's health because I think
Mm.
NECA doesn't have an injury, not that injury riddled history. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have
Right.
nicks here and there, but I have not remembered NECA missing multiple seasons or missing a lot of time like that. So I would think Jasmine Thomas because of last year's injury. Like if it happens again, that's tough. Or maybe, maybe she doesn't come back to form right away. Like that sort of thing is what I'm looking at. Either that or shooting. I will say we would need like consistent shooting is nice, but NECA's health.
NECA has had a history of a terrible immune system, so she gets sick a lot. Like
Okay.
in like the last 3 seasons, like she would miss an extended period of time because she got really, really sick.
See, I missed that. I got to look back at that. Then, yeah. Thank you for educating me on that. I'll take that in consideration then, because I didn't know that was.
I know it used to frustrate my aunt so much when NECA would miss a game and it was just out of nowhere.
Okay.
Or she would play through her sickness and she doesn't show up because she's fatigued. So
yeah, that's tough.
It being sick makes a big difference too. So that's why I said NECA being being healthy.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get that. I can understand why you said that. Then.
Now,
wise. Yeah, I was about to say from percentage wise.
I'm gonna start with New York first. 1 through 5. That is a very entertaining game for the starting 5. That's very entertaining, and it all comes down to who has the better bench.
All right. Do we agree this would be your starting 5?
Jasmine Thomas.
I don't like ending. I need some depth. And I think I accidentally typed in Shanae by mistake, or clicked on Shanae's name by mistake.
Yeah, but I knew which one you meant. I knew.
Yeah, Katie. Because I was about to say. So, I like Katie coming off the bench for me because I'm expecting Jordan to be my playmaker. Like I want to replace a playmaker with a playmaker. So if I'm going to bring in Jordan, if I'm going to take Jordan out, I'm gonna have Katie coming off. But like, if Katie's going to play make for us, you know what I'm saying? I kind of want her to be that Bojan Bogdanovic on the Pistons role. You know what I'm saying? For our bench. But then closing up, all right, she starts with the team, or she's the closer. You know what I'm saying? So I'd like to see her in that role. So in terms of starter, I still lean with that starting spot that I was talking about, but I'm cool with adding Katie at the end.
I like this lineup a lot more because of the fact that that's what the Sparks used to run. This is exactly what they're used to running.
So then what you got percentage wise?
Percentage wise, going against New York, it's 50-50. It all depends on who's having a good shooting night. And you still upset about my whole percentages with Dallas, huh?
Ain't nobody got as much. They ain't got that much experience. I understand Hamby and Azrae Stevens and NECA had. I get you.
Thomas too. Like they all got that experience, but it's not really about experience with this one. It's more about who's having the better night, honestly. Because 1 through 5, they match up pretty well with each other. Especially now that I know that Brianna Stewart's only 6'3".
6'4".
No, 6'4". I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, they match up really, really well.
Okay, so aces percentage. What you got?
That's a little difficult because now I'm stumped because it's like it still goes back to who's having the better night. But
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 50 again. I just didn't realize how the Sparks actually have a talented roster this year, a really talented roster, and it's all about health and stuff. So if it comes out to that,
Yeah, that's most teams, which I hate. It's almost like I hate saying, "Oh, yeah, it's health," because like it's a very factual statement, but it's like, dang, it does apply to everybody.
it's like
It's
go there.
You said what?
You hate to go to where it's all about health and it's all about
No, that's true. 50%'s kind of up there, Chief. I can't hold you. I understand. I talked myself up a little bit more. Or I talked the Sparks up a little bit more to my own self. I was actually a lot lower than I was right now. 50 is a little tough. I think I said about 50 for the Wings. I like the Wings a little bit better than us. I think we can make some things shake. I would say maybe 40.
Okay.
40. I would say them and the Mercury. Because to your credit now, you're like the experience that you're talking about, that is something to factor in as well. So I think that does bring me up a little bit. I think 40, like 40% for both, because it's going to be for Stevens. It's going to be tougher for her to stop. I think Candace, because she knows her,
right?
And then Jonquel too could do work in terms of size, and you're also removing Stevens because Jonquel can space the floor out.
Right.
So, I mean, I think it'll be easier for the Wings to combat Liberty and Aces than it would for us, but we can combat them as well too. So, long story short, these are three teams that can actually beat the Aces and Liberty potentially. Now,
what I could do is they could wait till Caitlin Clark is ready to join the league. But that's
next season. That's next season. But we also got Paige Beckers out there too, who got to display what talent she has. And to be fair, the girl who just beat her, who's also younger than her, Angel Reese, what has she developed for Tracy Ball out there? I'm just saying that's really something like that. Like she's mobile enough to where she might be able to play a little guard for me. So who knows? And she's at a big right now. Like if she continues to develop, let's see what happens with Angel. There's a lot of players out there, but Caitlin is out there doing her thing.
Yeah, 40 ball doesn't off at all.
Like dog, her game alone single-handedly almost brought back racism. Like that is that is crazy. Like, yeah. Obviously, I'm joking on that one slightly, but for real, like her game is dumb stupid, man. I tip my cap off to her. I tip my cap off to like all the women out there. But I mean, Devin, that was all we got, champ. I guess unless you got anything else you want to say, we
shoot. All I gotta say is that this season's gonna be stupid interesting. It's going to be ridiculously interesting. I'm tuning in. Matter of fact, you know what we should do? We should have a watch party.
I'm down. Only thing, it might get a little tricky because literally this weekend I plan on buying a boatload of WNBA tickets to actually go to the games. So I think the 19th is the Mystics play the Liberty. So I do plan on.
And I know you're going to that. I know you're going to that game.
Yeah. Oh, and you already know I'm going to the Wings game too. And I think I forget who's playing on my actual birthday, but like that might be a new tradition now. Because last year I went there on my birthday to watch a game. This year I'm gonna do it again. Like it should be a good time. But I'm down for doing a watch party on one of the games for certain. I just got to figure out how to do it because streaming purposes, I'm not trying to get shut down.
Right.
Them are straight. But I greatly appreciate you though. And look, for real, at some point in time, we do got to try to schedule that game, that one-on-one. Because to kind of go back to earlier, I'm beating your ass in a basketball game one-on-one. I don't care. Like, hey, Matter of fact, hold on. Go ahead. Ew. Get my ring now. Ring me. Duke fan. You know how it is. You know how it is. Hold on.
I always have it. I always have this ring good and ready when someone does that.
Hey, look, I'm about to flex.
Hey,
I'm about to flex right
it's
quick.
not a ring, it's still a ring. I'm still.
Hey, it's still a ring, dude. I got I'm in these basketball leagues, and so they're giving out actual rings now. So I'm about to start bringing them on set. Yeah, I really like that because I hate getting the big ass trophies. There's no place to store them after a while.
Right.
But yeah, no, I greatly appreciate that, though, man. We will definitely do this again, and people, there's more WNBA teams to talk about. I'm talking about them with other players, or with other people. But if you want to specifically hear Devin, we can talk about the other people another time. So, till next time, we definitely greatly appreciate it, and hope you all like, subscribe, comment, tell anyone who's anybody. Go check out his page too, by the way. That's in the description. It's in the bio. So, but yeah, hope y'all have a good one. Take care.
Oh, I did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I got to go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me. Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. You know we get buckets around here.